Hey folks, this is Vint with Dance Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Stone Age Digital Edition. This is a game that you can find on Steam for about 15 bucks. And yes, this is a digital adaptation of a popular board game, one that I have covered on my channel before. So as such, I'm not going to get into every single rule because, again, we've done an entire playthrough via the board game stuff. But Stone Age is a worker placement game where players will be fighting for control over a board to gather resources and food, and ultimately they're trying to construct huts as well as collect various cultural symbols in order to create this set. And the bigger your set, the more points you get at the end of the game. So you can play up to 4 players. There is AI in this game. It goes from easy, medium to hard. The easy AI I beat fairly, well, easily, which is good. That's the way it should be. Okay, I'm very happy about that. And the general gameplay flow is this. The game is broken up across several rounds. And on a round, you're going to pick a spot on the board and assign as many workers to that spot as you want. Now, some spots can only handle 1 worker. For example, the toolmaker, the field, they only can hold 1 worker. And you can't share it with anyone else. Once someone takes the toolmaker, that's it. That is locked out for the rest of the round. The toolmaker will help your dice rolls in the future and allow you to modify them, which is very important. The field in this game will give you more food, passive food income every turn, and the hut will allow you to breed 2 people. That's why the spot holds 2, and you get an extra worker for the next round, and you get to keep it. So it's really cool. You have a lot of decisions to make. In addition to all of those spaces, you've got a hunting space where you can go and gather food because you have to feed your people every round. There's a forest, a clay mound, a quarry, and I think a river. Those are the wood, clay, stone, and gold resources that you will be earning. And everything that you try to earn in this game, whether it be food or the other resources, you have to roll dice. And the number of people you assign to collecting that resource will determine how many dice you roll. And each resource has like a difficulty. So clay, for example, has a difficulty of 4. So you have to roll at least a 4 in order to get 1 clay. So let's say you've got, say, 3 dice, okay, and you roll a 4, and a 3, okay, which is 11. I think, yeah, 11. And so you're going to get 2 clay out of that because you're going to sum those up. 4, and 3 is 11. And you're 1 short of 12, which would have given you 3 clay. So yeah, for every 4 clay, or every 4 that you roll pip-wise, you get a clay. So again, the more meeples, the more workers you assign to a spot, the better your chances of getting a lot of resources there. Now, the game is a bit buggy. The tooltips don't appear to match up. There's a place where you can buy huts for victory points, and the tooltips just don't match the picture description. The picture description is correct. The tooltip is not. So if a hut costs 1 wood, 1 clay, and 1 gold, that's what it costs. Ignore the tooltip. I did email the developer and I'm like, hey, this is a thing. I sent them screenshots. Hopefully they fix that in the future. But yeah, that's the general gist of it. And at the end of the round, you have to feed your people. For every person that you have to feed them 1 food. And if you don't have enough food, you have to spend resources like wood or clay, which are much more valuable than food, because food is the easiest to get at a difficulty of 2, whereas clay is like 4, quarry, the stone is 5, the gold is 6, so it's a lot harder to get those other resources. So you want to make sure everyone is fed. And even if you don't do that, you actually lose victory points if you don't feed everyone and have the resources to do it. So like you have to, you earn these resources, and again, your ultimate goal is to purchase the huts on the bottom left-hand corner of the board, and by doing that, you spend resources to do that. Or you can go to the harbor on the bottom right, and you can typically buy these cards, and that's where the set collection comes in. These cards will have an immediate benefit, like gain a food, or roll for stone, that kind of thing. But then typically there's some kind of symbol, like cultural symbol on the bottom, and for each unique symbol that you have, you form a set, and at the end of the game, it's It's however many unique ones you have times itself. So if you have 6 unique symbols, 6 times 6 is 36. That's how many points you get for that set. Some of those harbor cards also contain like just time, 1 point for every villager you have. Which, if you get that card, you want to breed as much as possible, or 1 point for every field that you have. And in which case, you want to use the field and get a lot of passive food so that you don't have to keep hunting all the time, and score some victory points at the end of the game as well. So yeah, there's a lot of different ways to score points in this game, and again, it's not loved by everybody simply because of the dice mechanic. There are times where you go to the river, you've got 3 workers there, and you roll 1-1-1. And it sucks because, like, you need at least a 6 to get 1 gold, and a 12 gets you 2 gold, and so on, so on. Luckily, there are tools. If you have tools, they are permanent modifiers. So if you have a tool worth 2, and a tool worth 3, and a tool worth 2, you can add those tool numbers to the dice roll, and that way you can at least guarantee something on a really bad roll. So, did I like this digital adaptation, and do I recommend it? The answer is yes, I do recommend it. I'm a little concerned about the bug with the tooltip. I hope it's the only one. However, if there's more, I haven't found them yet. I didn't fine tune. I didn't look at the scoring to make sure it was completely correct. But yeah, it's cheaper than the board game for sure. So if you can't find the board game on Amazon or eBay, because Stone Age is a fairly old game, this Stone Age digital adaptation is your answer because it's cheaper to boot. So definitely grab this one if you like worker placement games. This is Vince. Thanks for watching. Catch y'all next time. Take care.